For my volunteering placement, I was assigned to work as an English teaching assistant at Provencana Elementary School. The school is west of Barcelona in Hospitalet de Llobregat. I go there twice a week, and on Tuesdays I work with the 5 and 6-year-old kids for an hour. I have helped them with a large range of vocabulary depending on the topic they are learning at the time. We work in small groups, which I think helps the kids out more. On Wednesdays, I work with the 3 and 4-year-olds for an hour, and then I work with the 11 and 12-year-old kids for half an hour. I usually read classic stories to the little kids and then ask them questions about numbers or colors or do a worksheet with them. With the older kids, I play a lot of board games that incorporate grammar and pronunciation. The kids at the school spoke primarily Catalan, so it was even more difficult for me to understand their questions or any comments they made during the class, but with the help of the teacher, I did all right. This volunteering experience was very beneficial because it showed me how much of an impact I can make on a group of people. This realization didn't really come to me until the last few weeks of my time at the school. On one of the days, I was really sick, so I was unable to go to volunteering that day. The next week, when I showed up, the kids were saying how they were so sad that I was gone and that they didn't like learning English without me. Another day, I was running 15 minutes late, and when I got to class, the teacher I work with told me that they thought I was hiding under the tables or in the closet, so the students kept looking for me. I really didn't think I was making that much of a difference to these kids, especially the older ones who can speak English actually pretty well. Just last week, the teacher and I were doing an activity with the kids about St. George's Day. This is a holiday that is big in Barcelona where all of the boys give the girls roses and all of the girls give the boys books. This holiday is Monday, and because the kids knew I wouldn't be at the school on that day, they gave me roses that they drew. It was very touching for me to see how much of an impact I've made on these kids, and I was especially surprised with how much English they have picked up from me. From this volunteering, I've also learned a little bit about Spanish society and the education system here. I remember being shocked during the first week there because the children started learning English at such a young age. I didn't really start learning languages until sixth grade, and these kids were already learning at 3 years old. They were also a lot better at English than I would have thought. The little kids understood a lot and were able to speak numbers and colors and letters. The 6-year-olds had a wide vocabulary ranging from animals to food to family, and a lot of the older kids were able to keep a conversation with me. I also noticed that the teachers and students had a much more personal and closer relationship than what I had with my teachers, especially with the younger kids. Overall, this was a great volunteering experience. I was able to make an impact on these kids while growing as a person myself, too.